So, you are dreaming about creating a cool-looking and highly functional space to shoot the videos that will skyrocket you to the elites of YouTube? You are diving deep, checking dozens of videos, wanna learn more about the best gear to choose? Well, you can stop right here because this video is just for you. What's up everyone, Peter here. Now it is your time to get down and dirty and let me give you a detailed breakdown of all the cool gear I use to make these talking head videos in my home office studio. We are gonna cover tons of things, so everything I mention is linked down in the description under the like button, which by the way you should smash if you find this video helpful. But first, intro. Without further ado, let's talk about my video setup. Now, I only use one camera setup, but I could easily use three, where I could have a top-down view camera and a front-facing camera for online calls. Actually, I have a sort of setup for that, and both of them can be easily mounted with Elgato arm or a friction arm, but I have another space for top-down shots and figured that actually my main angle, this one, gives a nice touch to online calls, plus this way I have less clutter in my studio. As for the camera, I use the Sony A7SIII with the Sony 24 1.4 GM. It is a full-frame 4K camera with 10-bit 422 colors, which is way overkill for this setup and YouTube as well. But since I am a videographer, I figured I just put the best gear I have in a use in as many scenarios as possible. Quickly about the lens, I think 24mm is a perfect focal length for this space, keeping a vlog style wide look with a nice blurry background. I think I don't even need to mention that Sony autofocus is top-notch, so I never need to worry about that. But if you want something just for streaming and online calls, something like the Sony ZV-1 is more than enough to do the job, and it is way more budget friendly. Another point that I want to mention is that you can use an AC power adapter instead of batteries, so the camera will never run out of juice. As I mentioned, and you see it right now, I do a lot of talking head videos for YouTube. In this video I'm not gonna go over and get into the long process of creating a video like this, but if you are interested in that, please leave a comment under the like button and subscribe, since I might just make one. But going back to my point, here I need a script and a teleprompter. It makes life so much easier, even just having it as a guidance, since oftentimes I have my English script running, but I speak in my mother tongue, which is Hungarian, so teleprompter is a really good setup. And for that I use the Feelworld TP10 teleprompter. I can mount it on my A7SIII, put a smartphone or tablet on it, and I am good to go with the great Prompt Smart app. Oh, if you were wondering, yes, it becomes front-heavy, especially with the iPad, and this is why you need a sturdy tripod. But since I am limited in space, I need to find a proper alternative solution because there is just not enough space behind my desk for a traditional tripod. And this is where a company that I greatly admire for their products and service comes into the picture: iFootage. The iFootage Cobra line basically reinvented the monopods, and the RB-A200 is a tabletop version of it. Aside from the aesthetics and the ease of use that it can handle anything that you put on it, what really sets it above the competition is its base. Instead of a 3-leg table tripod, which takes more space yet it is way more unstable, it has a heavy flat round base. This is why I don't need to worry about the camera and the teleprompter and the iPad falling down. As a side note, since this video is super short, not actually, anyways, I can adjust its height and use any heads, but I went with iFootage's ball head. It is sturdy and the mount holds the camera really well. The camera itself is connected to my dock via a CamLink HDMI adapter, and since it is on the other side of the table, I use a 3-meter long HDMI cable for it. So let's talk about the CamLink for just a minute or two. It allows me to use my camera for streaming or calls. As Elgato puts it, it unleashes your camera. You just simply hook up your camera to your PC, Mac or tablet, wherever, and you are good to go. It is ultra low latency and works with any programs, including my choice, that is OBS, or you can directly use it within apps like Zoom, Teams or Hangouts. If you want a multi-camera setup and level up your game, a great option could be the Blackmagic 8M Mini, but it is 3 times the price and right now it's just an overkill for my purposes. Lighting. For lighting this space, I kept things quite simple, with one Keylight and some other rim and decorative lights. I have used and tried different key lights and softboxes for my small, really tiny studio, but currently I decided to go with a flexible LED panel just because it takes way less space. I know that a larger softbox provides a softer light, but it just took away so much room. And I feel like that the 60 by 60 size of the Godox FL150 is more than enough, since it is so close to me that I only use it at 10% brightness out of the 150 watt power it has. I love that it has a control box, making it super easy to turn the light on and off and adjust it if you want to. It is hanging on the side of the table on the mount. And speaking of, I am using an Elgato multi-mount and hacked the clamp on the top of it, since the light is so lightweight. Get it? Lightweight. It holds it just fine. Other than that, to spice up the space, I added some RGB tube lights for background decoration and ambience. This makes the room a little more exciting, and I just love to use accent lights whenever I can. One hack I use is the large windows on the left side of the room. During the day, it naturally acts like a nice fill light, providing this nice rim or accent for the left side of my face and my hair. If I film during the night, the curtains serve as a fill light actually, since they bounce enough light back so my face won't get too dark. I just lose this cool rim light effect. Of course, I could install another light, and sometimes I do, but for now, this setup does the trick for me. What do you think? Do you need such a high quality gear for making videos like this? Most likely not. As a disclaimer, I have to tell you that I had the privilege to partner up with some of these amazing brands that I mentioned in the video. So I got the chance to create this awesome setup from the ground up. Of course, not with Sony, if you wanna ask. Sony, if you are watching, reach out. I would love to partner up with you. Anyways, if you are just getting started, a lot of these are not necessary at all. There are amazing cameras, lenses at a way more affordable price that is still more than enough for YouTube. I just hope that this video gave you a couple of ideas, if you will, for your own setup. This is exactly what I love to hear from you, so please, let's continue, or let's start a conversation. Leave a comment under the like button and let me know what you like, what you wish for, or what would you do totally differently. At the end of the day, I am really happy how this entire tiny studio turned out. I think it is close to perfect. If you are a one-man band filming for YouTube, doing live streams, podcasts, online calls, and you are filming in a tight space but need to pack tons of functionality into it, I always been fascinated with highly functional creative work environments, but creating my own version of it is brand new for me. I spent tens of hours researching, testing and making multiple variations, not only about my video setup, but audio, sound, literally my desk. So I encourage you to do the same. But just to save you some time, I created this series where I cover all the aspects that are so important, even if you don't think so. Just watch these videos right here and decide it for yourself. Really, just click here and you are ready to go. Of course, only after you smash that subscribe button with the notification bell as well, and then I really hope to catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.